Welcome to Ring the Damn Bell Monday Night Raw recap. I am KG, and of course, as always, my co-host, the wrestling enthusiast, Mark Slayton. What's up, my man?
Not much, brother.
Cool. Let's get into it. Of course, the couple of big news stories. First is Samantha Irvin stepping down from being Raw's WWE's announcer. Um, Now, of course, there's rumors that she stepped down because she wants to go to AEW with her boyfriend, Ricochet. But according to Wrestling News, she stepped down because she was away from her daughter too much. She had spoke about taking on a lighter schedule, but of course, for whatever reason, that fell through. So she stepped down, but we got Lillian Garcia back. What do you think about this, Bart?
I was under the impression that she's walking away from WWE. Whether that's confirmed or not, I don't know. Lighter schedule, I think AEW would accommodate that. Um, Lillian Garcia for being middle 50s looks fabulous. I think it's a great replacement, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too. Samantha, I like Samantha Irvin,
So do
but
I.
I
So do I.
also I like Lillian Garcia's back. It's good to see her come back to WWE. Now, look, make no mistake about it. If Samantha Irvin shows up on AEW Wednesday night or anytime in the near future, am I going to be shocked? Absolutely not. But supposedly, it had nothing to do with her wanting to go to AEW and everything to do with her kid. The next big news that's happening in professional wrestling, of course, there's a lot of people who has mixed emotions because apparently the Undertaker had Donald Trump on his podcast. Um, Look, this is the thing with that. If the Undertaker was with WWE full time and Donald Trump showed up on Monday Night Raw for political reasons, I would not like that because I like politics out of my entertainment. I watch things like professional wrestling and other stuff to get away from, the happenings of the world. When we watch professional wrestling, we suspend our disbelief for the things that we're seeing. But that's not just towards TV or towards the show, right? I'm also suspending my disbelief as I don't live in a world that has to do with politics, right? Now, as far as the Undertaker having him on his podcast, look, it's his podcast, right? I enjoy his podcast. If but his podcast isn't something that I am waiting for whatever day comes on to come on. It's not like Monday Night Raw, something like that, or SmackDown. There are a lot of fans upset that he had Donald Trump on. I don't know. I say, who cares? Again, it's not SmackDown or Raw, something like that. Because look, I'll be honest. I enjoyed the storyline between Donald Trump and Vince McMahon when they had the hair versus hair match. Of course, it was before Trump was president, right? But I enjoyed that storyline because in my mind, I'm thinking there's no fucking way Vince McMahon is letting his head get shaved. But there's no fucking way Trump is going to let, his head get shaved. So what is going to happen here, right? I enjoyed that. But keep politics out of professional wrestling. The Undertaker is retired. That's his own podcast. So the fans they need to calm down about that. What say you, Mark?
Well, when we watch wrestling, we're suspending our reality to enjoy something for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever the case may be. All right, it's our way of, for lack of term, escaping reality. All right,
Yes.
at least putting it on pause temporarily. Okay. Eric Bischoff always says the best controversy creates cash. All right. So, like it or not, Donald Trump's looking for voters. You know, how many people does Undertaker have? I don't know.
Right.
Is it my cup of tea? No. Will I watch it? Probably not. I'm kind of like you, where we don't need politics in wrestling. Um, so I can take it or leave it, and I'll probably just leave it. I like the Undertaker. Trump, love him or hate him. Trump's Trump. I really don't think at this point anybody, whether you're with Harris or Trump or whatever, anybody's gonna be swayed at this point. To be honest,
Right. And this is the thing. Look, don't get me wrong. If the president or any political figure that was well known, right, that was pretty big, showed up on Monday Night Raw, not for political reasons, but to be a part of a storyline, I don't care at that point because they're there to be a part of a storyline, right? Yep. So, whatever, keep it on your podcast, cool. Just keep it away from wrestling. Fans need to calm down about it because, again, it's Mark's podcast. He can do or have who he wants on it. So that's basically, enough of that. So Monday Night Raw, I tell you what, Monday Night Raw kind of started on fire. I enjoyed the way it started. I would give Monday Night Raw a B minus, much better than the previous Raw.
I gave it a B. I thought it was a lot better than last week's.
Right. So let's start the recap.
All right. So it came from Philadelphia. It starts up by showing stars on tonight's show. Braun Breaker, Chad Gable with his current group. They kind of crossed paths with his former group. Just, nothing happened there. Then they show Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio walking in. Next, they show Bronson Reed coming in. Seth Rollins attacking Bronson with Seth shortly going to the ring to call out Reed. Adam Pearce with security come out with Reed following, throwing security guards out with them. Security tries to break them up. Reed, well, I can't even read my own writing. Reed drops Seth onto the announcer's table, which has got to be record for how fast that the announcer's table got
yeah.
Then tries for a Tusami. Seth moves, and that's pretty much the end of it. So you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah. So I tell you what, I didn't know how I'd feel about this whole feud happening with Reed and Seth Rollins. But man, that was some good action. And when Bronson Reed went to hit the tsunami on Seth Rollins on that announcer table, and Seth rolled out the way and he hit that table. That table literally fucking exploded. I mean, we know it's a gimmick table, right? Like gimmick, for the wrestlers to do it. But I've never seen it explode the way they did. I don't know if you picked up on it, but you literally seen a piece of it fly in the air. And thankfully it went towards the ring, because if it went into the crowd, it probably would have hurt somebody. I mean, that was a solid impact on that. And I think this is going to be a great match once it happens. Yeah, I mean, that got me, right away. That just kind of woke me up and got me excited about Monday Night Raw.
Yep. Now, then again, when have you seen a 350-pound man just leap in the air and land on the table like that? Most of these guys just get dumped on it. They're leaping on it. So, and not at 350 pounds.
And I tell you what, that spot right before he did it, he had the security guy, he picked him up and put him. I thought that he was going to do it with the security guy on him, but I'm like, what? Yeah, oh man, yeah, that was, again, I was kind of not really looking forward to this feud. We knew it was happening, but I tell you, if the action is as good when they meet in the ring as it was for this segment, that's going to be one hell of a match.
Tonight was a lot of, and I don't know if I want to get into it now or later, but tonight was a lot of experience versus um, inexperience. A lot of matches were experienced guys against newer guys,
Yep.
and it really showed because in almost every match, um, you see the guys with the experience really hold their own against the guys that were newer. And
Yeah.
you saw it in almost every match, every match. So, all right, so let's see. All right, then a brief interview with Damage Control. Liv interrupts with Damage Control. Damage Control challenging Liv and Raquel for a match. Then we break to New Day comes out to the ring for their match against AOP with Lillian Garcia announcing replacing Samantha Irvin. So we've talked about the Samantha Irvin. So then during the course of the match, The Miz comes out to join Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Shortly afterwards, R-Truth comes out to attack The Miz, which I thought was really cool, to be honest, but we'll get into that. Kofi uses the distraction to score the pin. So here we got experience versus novelist. And I don't know if I'd call AOP a novelist, but then R-Truth takes a beatdown while Xavier stops Kofi from helping Truth. Then the Wyatt
Wyatt Six. Yep.
And it just ends up being a pure six brawl for a little bit.
Right.
That really kind of surprised me to see the Wyatt Six come out.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. All right, so first the Miz and R-Truth thing, I really enjoyed that. We were just talking that we hope R-Truth gets one more serious run. I think this is going to be it. I was somewhat surprised that the New Day beat AOP.
Yeah, but
in a way,
so.
in a way, and then Kofi holding Xavier back, or Xavier holding Kofi back. Look, this is the thing, and I think we talked about this. I am all for a slow storyline, but at this point, I'm starting to fucking lose interest. Xavier Woods needs to turn because I already don't like the New Day to begin with. And I've been waiting for Xavier to turn heel for years now, and for the New Day to break up. It's happening, but I'm losing interest at this point.
Right, they might miss their window of opportunity.
Yeah, because you notice just the last week, Xavier was getting the boos when he came out with Kofi Kingston, right? This week, the fans, they kind of cheered, but it's like they're starting not to care. And the Authors of Pain, man, and the whole group as a whole with Karrion Kross in it. This is the issue that I have with the Wyatt Zick getting into a feud with them. If you pay attention to Karrion Kross's group, I can't even think of the name of it right now. Whatever it is, this is the issue. We know that the Wyatt is going to beat their asses because Karrion Kross, right, has not won a match since June of this year, right? I just talked about this in a post that I made about the Miz joining. What is he going to do? What is he going to do for the Miz? Because this group isn't a group that anyone cares about. They should be. They're fucking monsters, right? AOP, Karrion Kross, these are big guys. These are monsters. This should be a dominant group that is feared. But instead, we have the Judgment Day, right? And nothing against the Judgment Day, but these are all small guys in the Judgment Day now. But yet, they're over more so than AOP and Karrion Kross in this group. It's because, again, of the way they've been booked. So was it cool to see, the Wyatt Sick come out and get in his brawl? Yeah. Do I really care about it? Fuck no, I don't. Because why should I?
Yeah, this is almost falling under a kind of like a AEW storyline where there's really no point. Now, The Miz is a great mouthpiece. He could add a lot to it, but they're missing a vital piece in this. Paul Ellering is a great mouthpiece. So I don't know why either Paul doesn't want to do it or they don't want Paul to do it, but Paul is a great mouthpiece. Always has been. All right.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Karrion Kross isn't a bad mouthpiece, but it's hard to take him serious, being how they book him.
Yeah,
So
it's um he's an enhanced talent.
right.
He really, and he shouldn't be. He should be. Again, he should be this. The Final Testament, right? Man, the Final Testament. When they come out, they should get that same spooky feeling as holy shit, as the Wyatts do, if you really think about it. And if you really think about it, the Final Testament against the Wyatt, this should be something people was like, fuck yeah.
AOP
But it's
kind of
not. Go ahead.
AOP kind of reminds me of the Islanders, two big guys that were just trashed on.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have been.
Right.
But that's exactly how AOP looks. Two big guys that are getting trashed on.
Yeah, and again, same thing with Karrion Kross. Now the AOP has won a lot more matches in the Final Testament than Karrion Kross. Like I said, both Karrion and Kross and Miz have not won matches in almost 6 months. They've not won a singles match in almost 6 months. So why should I care about anything they're involved in?
Well,
the Miz turning heel. Gee, I was so shocked when he turned on R-Truth. I mean,
yeah, it's the Kevin Owens of Raw.
Yeah, it really is. And again, I was like, I don't care. So maybe there's more people who care than what it seems like. But if you listen to the crowd, yeah, they popped for the Wyatt, sick to come when they showed up, but that wasn't because of the Final Testament being involved. It's because the Wyatt stickers are fucking over. They're over with the crowd.
And they're so sparsely used.
Right. Right. And that should be the same way with the final day, with the Final Testament.
Yep. So the ending of this kind of surprised me because Uncle Howdy was trying to sneak up behind Miz, and Paul Ellering pushed him out of the way and took Uncle Howdy's Sister Abigail?
No, it was the
Mandarin Claw.
Yeah, Mandarin Claw. And this is the thing. It's not like they can't turn the Final Testament around and make people care, right? Even with the Miz, but the Miz, and I wrote this in an article, that the Miz needs to be off of TV for a little bit, and he needs to come back with some type of new look, some type of something fresh and new, and something that is going to make him be taken seriously. Because the way he comes out, everything from his music to his gimmick to his stick, right? How can you take this guy serious? He's a fucking joke.
Well, when he walked,
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good. He's going to go down as being one of the best, but it's going to be in the same category as what's his face, who is one of the best enhanced talents on WWE, the Boston Brawler. Lance Storm was a little bit more than a enhanced talent. He really was. the Brooklyn Brawler. The Brooklyn Brawler, to me, and The Miz is in the same fucking category.
You're killing me. You're killing me. Brooklyn Brawler was never a two-time world champion and an all-around grand champion twice. You
You're
know,
right. But here in the past few years, The Miz has won about as many matches as the fucking Brooklyn Brawler.
yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So, all
Oh,
right,
all right.
let's continue on. All right, so let's see. Paul Aaron took the hit from the Miz. Then a brief interview with Adam Pearce, with Seth and Bronson Reed attacking each other again. All right, so then we go to a recap of Jay and Solo from SmackDown. Then Roman, Jay, and Jimmy, their meetup. Then an
Yep.
interview with Jimmy, speaking of tonight's match with Braun.
Yep. But let's back up. There's something you missed. There was a spot with Carlito and Adam Pearce.
Oh, that's later on.
Is it later on? Okay, because we need to talk about that for for a moment. But go ahead.
Yep. Then we get a vignette with Raquel talking about Rhea and how she will end it. Basically saying Rhea's only where she's at because Raquel was on the shelf. You know what? I want to see these two go at it, man.
Oh, I do too.
These are two titans, and win or lose, it's not going to hurt either one of them. I don't think. Although I think Raquel's really kind of behind the eight ball. I think Rhea, because of injuries or whatnot, Rhea's just pulled ahead of this race on these two. So
Yeah, I mean, look, let's be honest. Uh, the women's champion. God, I can never remember her name. What's her name again? Liv Morgan. Look, we all know Liv Morgan days of champion is coming to an end. They're putting that belt back on Rhea, but believe it or not, and I know I'm a little different than what I said last week. I'm actually now, for whatever reason, kind of looking forward to that match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley when it happens, because I don't know, man. It's
because they built a good storyline so far.
yeah, that's it. They built a storyline, and I think the big thing is I just want to see Liv's ass get kicked, because because that's what they, everyone should feel this way, because that is the storyline. Liv has been such a sneaky little, slime ball that you want to see it happen. But that's a good thing, because that shows you the storyline, how good it is. So I'm actually looking forward to this match. And I know in the past I said that I think it should be a squash match, but now I don't, because when Rhea ran into the ring and Liv was able to hit her in that knee, it reminded me that, yeah, Rhea does have some weaknesses, and Liv knows about them. So I think that it's going to be really entertaining.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so then next we go to Damage Control in their match against Liv and Raquel, with Shakira Jackson and Lash Legend in the crowd. Lash Legend interferes, DQ, Damage Control wins. Although I don't think they even announced it. Damage Control takes a beatdown, then Lash Legend and Jackson go face to face with Liv and Raquel, and all of a sudden Rhea's music kicks on. Rhea assures Liv that she'll take care of her. Rhea makes short work of Raquel, and then you see Rhea and Liv go out a little bit, and then you saw Liv kind of utilize some weak spots of Rhea.
Right.
Ultimately, Dom comes out to save Liv. Dom gets dragged in the ring. Rhea has about 30 seconds with them, and then they all turn tail and run.
Now I'll be honest with you. During the Damage Control and Liv Morgan, Raquel,
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Damn it, Rodriguez's match. I'll be honest with you. I fast forward most of it because I didn't care. Don't care about damage control. I stopped fast forwarding to catch all the stuff that happened afterwards, and then Rhea Ripley coming in and running in. That I cared about. The match itself, if it was never on Raw, I wouldn't care. So that's just how I feel about damage control.
I disagree. I thought this was a really good match. I think Io and her partner, um, boy, we're bad with names tonight. I think they showcased themselves very, very well, to be honest. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one.
like I said, just don't care about damage control. Didn't care when Bailey was in it. Don't care now.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not a huge fan of damage control. It was odd to see them getting cheered though.
Yeah,
and it was Io Sky that was getting cheered. And Io Sky is an underrated talent. She is phenomenal. If you actually watch her, she's phenomenal.
I would like Io Sky if she was a singles wrestler away from damage control. But damage control to me has passed our expiration date. So
I want to know where Dakota Kai is. I haven't seen her in a while, and I don't think she's injured because I haven't seen her wrestle in a while.
I don't know. Again, I don't care.
Fair enough. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, then backstage, Anna Pierce has to break up Seth and Bronson yet again. Then tells them they have a match at Crown Jewel. All right, now this is where I kind of got tired of the whole Seth and Bronson thing.
Yeah.
It was like third or fourth interactions. Like, all right, there's overkill here. I could see 2, but 3,
Right.
No. So I kind of
I agree.
That, but whatever.
I agree.
All right, then we had a qualifying match with LWO versus American Made.
Yep, didn't care.
You know what? Actually, they were kind of reminiscent of Kurt Angle's singlettes. And again, this was a match.
Right.
This was a match that was experience versus youthful talent. And to be honest, I think at one point, Dragon Lee and Ray actually had better tag teaming ability than the Creed brothers, which shocked me.
Well, again, don't care. I don't give a shit about American Made. Ray is a legend. Don't get me wrong. But I don't give a shit about Tiger Lee. It's not nothing against these wrestlers. It has everything to do with there's not any storylines that I should care about with these guys. Not even American Made, this is what is his name? Kurt Angle number 2.
Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable. This is, Chad Gable was what, 3rd or 4th faction? I mean, I don't give a shit about Chad Gable. I really don't, because ultimately, he and the Creed brothers, he's once again part of a faction that are nothing but fucking enhanced goddamn talents.
Which is a shame, because the Creed brothers actually kind of remind me of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
I think, man, you are smoking some funny shit.
No way. These guys have all the talent. They have the strength. I mean, these guys are doing moonsaults off the top rope. These guys just need a little bit more refining, and they're there,
Look,
and I think Chad Gable's there to be their mouthpiece.
Nothing against the Creed brothers. I think they're good, but to compare them to Charlie Haas and a younger Shelton Benjamin, you have lost your fucking mind.
They'll get there.
We'll see. But this is the problem. Will I give a fuck when they get there? Because again, if they're not booked and they're not in a good storyline, why should I care? I know that people think that professional wrestling is more about the wrestling and not the storyline, and that's horse shit. Because even back in the day, if you go back to watch the Mid South Atlantic Championship Wrestling, the NWA, right? All of their major stars always had these great storylines that they were involved in, and that with some of the best feuds you've ever had. So you can't say that professional wrestling is more about wrestling and not the storylines. That's bullshit. So if you want me to actually be excited to watch these guys, give me a fucking storyline with
You know,
them in it.
you know what I want to see? I want to see somebody put a bounty on somebody else. We haven't seen that in 30, 35 years. You know, uh, who was it? The Rebel Dick Slater.
Slater, Dick Slater.
Yeah, he'd always cash in on those and whatnot. All right. So, anyways,
Yep.
there was at one point where Ivy and Selena go at it. I think there was a little bit of distraction there. LWO gets a win. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a really good match. Again, experience versus youth. All right. Then we had a War Raider vignette. Wasn't really excited. Sorry. Then we go to Judgment Day talking about Damien. Liv calls out Carlito, asking him what he does. He says he's a fixer. I haven't heard that term in a while in wrestling, but I like
Yep.
it. All right. We're going to talk about that at all or not? Because there really wasn't much to
So
talk about.
yeah, well, this is the issue. It's what happened during and then the fallout. Um, Carlito, as he was coming in to talk to the GM, um, the the oh man, EO Sky and her partner from the group was huh?
Kylie,
No, yeah, Kylie Zane. The name of the group again is we just talked about it.
Damage Control.
Damage Control. Fuck. Damage Control, right? Carlito passed him by and he made the comment that he needs to learn Chinese. The fallout from that, fans are losing their shit because they're actually Japanese. And he said that, and they're saying that it's racist. Well, it's give me a come on, like today's professional fans. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I know I want them to watch this, but a lot of you guys are whiny bitches. I mean, come on, it's fucking professional wrestling, and yeah, he made an oopsie. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not like he used some really bad slang, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was.
like you know who didn't come out and say anything that I seen as of yet is Damage Control,
Yeah,
right?
no, it was a faux pas.
Fuck, man. It's anyway. Go ahead.
Suspend your reality. All right, get over it.
Right.
All right. So let's see. All right, get out of here, dog. I ain't got time for this. Um, my dog's in my way here. I can't read my notes. Hold on. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, Carlito steps up and he talks to Adam about a match for Dominic against Gunther. I almost lost it.
I
And
love Adam Pierce. I love Adam Pierce's fucking reaction, man, when he started laughing. It's like,
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So then he finally agreed to it if Dom could defeat a former world champion. All right. So I'm kind
now
of curious.
let's time out for a second,
All
right?
right.
And I know we're losing time, but real quick, we're talking about squash matches. If Dominic actually takes on Gunther, if this is not a match that Gunther just beats the shit out of him and beats him within a matter of minutes, it's going to hurt Gunther, in my opinion. So they better book this right if they actually get this match, if this match takes place.
All right. All right. Then we go to a brief interview with Braun about his match with Jay Lair. Then he heads to the ring. Then Gunther is interviewed. He says he'll be on SmackDown Friday. I kind of like the way that Gunther and Cody are kind of in a roundabout way. Well, bluntly saying, oh, they're great champs. They're in their prime, whatever, so they're giving each other their props, but, it's almost like they're being snide about it to a degree, I feel,
Right.
you know. I sense sarcasm, I guess, whether it's not, I don't know.
Absolutely.
So that's just me. Let's see. Damian comes in. Damian wants to earn a title shot against Gunther. Gunther agrees, but kind of laughs a bit, and then walks away. So then we got Jay entering into the ring. Shortly afterwards in the match, Solo and Jacob Fatu show up. Jay and Solo talk. Solo says he's there to help. Um, Jay's pretty much repeating, "No, I don't want your help," whatnot. Um, Shortly afterwards, Tonga Loa takes a super kick. I didn't see the other two guys show up, but they showed up. Takes a super kick. Braun super spears Solo after Solo pushes Jay out of the way. Jacob Fatu and Braun go face to face.
And the crowd, hold on, and the crowd lost their shit when that happens. I hope that they book a storyline and a match between these two eventually, because when Fatu and
Braun.
Braun, when they didn't touch. They basically just licked each other. The crowd, dude, there was such a huge pop. This is awesome. That chant was deserved because of this. This is something I even want to see.
Yeah, no, that's like two Colossus going at it. Let's see. Jay knocks both of them over with a over the top rope jump. Adam Pierce. The other Bloodline get on top of the apron. Adam Pierce tries to clear out Bloodline. Jacob Fatu super kicks Jay, and then Samoa drops Jay. And then Braun super spears and pins new champion.
So,
Up,
I love this. I really do. I'll give it to you. You called it. You said that he would drop the IT title before he reunites with his brother to end up helping Roman Reigns. But what I loved about this is how he dropped the title to Braun. It didn't hurt him, right? It took the bloodline, the new bloodline, to beat his ass down, gained up on, in order for Braun to win this, right? So they protected him. Yes, his shoulders were pinned, but they protected him. His shoulders wasn't pinned because of Braun. His shoulders were pinned because of the new bloodline. So this is great. And again, we got to see Triple H, who's the head of creative, got to see something the fans wants to see, which is eventually Jacob Fatu against Braun Breaker. So yeah, this was great. I loved it. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the best ways Monday Night Raw has ended in a while.
Up until Jacob super kicked Jay, I didn't think Jay was going to lose tonight, to be honest.
I was shocked. I thought that when Jay dropped that title, it was going to be at a PPE. But again, what I liked about this is Triple H basically said you should watch Raw because you never know what's going to happen. And here we've seen a title change. Yes, I know it's the IC title, which for many years has been kind of, who cares about it, right? But then Gunther had it, and he brought back that prestige to it. Now, the only issue that I have with this is now, within a matter of a couple of months, the IC title has again been just passed. but at least it went back to the last guy who just lost it. I hope that they keep it on Breaker for a while, because I don't know if you caught this, but commentary, they mentioned that Breaker's title run was the shortest in WWE history. Now that Jay has dropped it as quick as he dropped it, now Jay has the ownership of the second shortest, right? So that leaves a little bit of bad taste in my mouth. But that's not something that can be undone. Breaker can have this title and let him hold it for a long time. And let's at least put the belts back on the Usos when the time is right again, right? There's no doubt in my mind that the brothers, that Jay and Jimmy are getting back together. None whatsoever.
Yep.
So, and I don't hate that.
Yep. No, I think you're right. And I think you might see some sort of reconciliation at Crown Jewel. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Roman's going to go to Crown Jewel.
I don't know.
You know,
I really don't.
I know some of the guys don't like going over there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was Monday Night Raw. One other thing that it's considered a rumor right now, but a lot of these wrestling rumors tend to come true. A story broke with CM Punk stating that his next feud, well, after Seth, the feud after that is going to be him and Gunther. So we'll see who's got with that. I don't think that they are going to put the belt on Punk, because I don't see them taking the title off of Gunther for a very long time. This is a guy we know who can carry a title and keep things interesting, keep the fans interested, right? For a really long time. And I think that just like Gunther brought prestige back to the IC title, he is going to bring prestige back to that world title that he has. Because let's not forget, this is still a somewhat of a new title that they created, that Seth was the first guy to have it. So I think that they can make this title seem very important on Gunther. So I don't see Punk winning, but I still think it'll be a good feud.
See, that's where you and I differ, because I think it'll be Punk's swan song, and I think he'll get it. I think he'll retire. Then he'll have a tournament, and I think Gunther will win the tournament. That's what I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't want to put money on it, but that's what I think.
Right. No, we'll see. So yeah, but again, that was Monday Night Raw. Anything from you, Mark?
No, I'm good, brother. I was pleasantly surprised, and to be quite honest, it was nice to see a title change on TV versus a PPE.
Yeah. Again, that's telling the fans you need to watch it, because you don't know what's going to happen. You might see a title change. So yeah, again, this was a much better Raw than previous week. They made up for it. I love the ending. There was a couple of matches in there that I really didn't care about, but hey, that's just me. That's not saying that other fans don't care about this match. Obviously, Raw just isn't for one person. So they had a lot of good things in there. Anyway, thank you, Mark, and I will see you again tomorrow for Wednesday Night Dynamite.
Yep.
Let's see if Dynamite can keep up their momentum. Until then, everyone have a great night, and please subscribe to our channel. Talk about amateurs. You get to watch amateurs grow right in front of your face. So hopefully we can build this podcast to be as good as all those other podcasts. So yeah, other than that, have a great night.
You too. Thanks, bud.